understand why the representatives of imperialist forces will want to silence this voice. And that's why they will stand up to raise unnecessary questions. House Chairperson, the first remark we wish to make is that there was a very little engagement politically. If anything, people want to blackmail us about aid and all sorts of things. But they know very well that there is no reason related to any wrongdoing by South Africa which has led to USA cutting its own aid. You can't say Donald Trump must be elected today and the following day he makes executive orders and then you come here and blame the South African government as if the South African government did not do anything in between. That was a predetermined outcome where he wanted to come into office and punish South Africa for its position on Palestine and many other issues. We must be very clear that we are not going to agree to any form of bullying by anyone. It's a lie that there is farm killings in South Africa. Actually, those who are married in farms and owning farms, they kill each other for money, for policy monies. The farmers themselves kill each other for greedy reasons. The farm workers kill the farmers because they rape them in exchange for money and do not pay them, like Eugene Terreblanche did when he raped a farm worker and did not want to pay. We cannot be told that there are farm murders in South Africa when the farmers themselves are actually killing the farm workers. It was a white farmers who killed 2 women in Polokwane and fed them to the pigs. It's a complete lie that white people are being killed in South Africa. If anything, white people live in privilege, and that's what Donald Trump knows. You cannot say Donald Trump is misinformed. They've got the best intelligence equipment in the whole world. They even have a military base next to South Africa in Botswana to listen to every conversation we have. They can tell you what is in private conversation in the executive and everywhere else. They don't need AfriForum. They are using AfriForum as a scapegoat to punish us politically. And we ought to be very clear about that. When the aid came into South Africa at the first place, it was not to help Africans. It was imperialist forces putting the aid into South Africa so that they can control South Africa and use that aid to always say to you, if you take a political stand against the imperialist forces, we'll always cut the aid. So we ought to have known even then that we're not supposed to entirely rely on the USA. I'm very happy that the Minister of Health is speaking about possible interventions that can be made to avoid that aid of America. We can do with every help, but we will never accept help that say we must allow the perpetuation of white privilege. We cannot allow the whiteness to prevail in South Africa because we want to save life. We will save life. America did not save us during apartheid. Children were murdered in 1976. Children were murdered in the 80s. Where was America against apartheid? If America had anything to save an African life, it's a lie. They never wanted to save us. They were never there for us before. Palestine was there for us. Cuba was there for us. Russia was there for us. America will never choose friends for us.
Honorable
we
member,
will choose our own
your
friends.
time
Thank
is
you
now
very much.
expired. Thank you.
The second issue I want to talk about is illegal immigrants. You know, the truth of the matter is that you guys are the captains of industry. You are the business people. And none of you, if you've been given a choice here, you will never hire South African. You've proven it. You hire illegal foreigners. But what you do not know, let me tell you, you know, when guys are in the diamond industry, I know guys in Switzerland in the diamond industry. I know guys in America in the diamond industry. I know guys in places I've never been in the diamond industry, because we talk about the same type of stuff. Now, when you've been in jail, you know prisoners from Germany, you know prisoners from everywhere. It's another community. And I can tell you now as a fact, most illegal immigrants in this country come straight from jail into your house and you leave them with your daughters and your children. I'm saying it here today, farmers are being killed by illegal foreigners because you go to every farm, there's illegal foreigners. There's no fingerprints. 90% of you sitting here don't even know the family of your help at home. You go to the Western Cape, there's not a single restaurant where you'll find a South African. Some of you say South Africans are lazy. Let me tell you something. That's a lie to suit yourself. You say those things because, number one, you know a legal foreigner does not have a union. Number two, you know a legal foreigner, you don't need to contribute towards UIF. It's an indictment that business people in this country has taken the posture of being against South Africans and choosing illegal foreigners. I'm an ex-prisoner. Forget about me, because I'm successful. But the normal ex-prisoner can't find a job in this country. Because when you vet him, and you find out, but none of you here has vetted the illegal foreigners working in your houses, working in your business. But I've got today, Nelson Mandela is the hero of foreigners and white people only. Don't believe what I'm telling you. Who's still celebrating in the black community Nelson Mandela Day? Not even the government. Go speak to our kids, they tell you he's a sellout. And I'm saying to you today, Nelson Mandela is no sellout. You white people turned him into a sellout. You turned Nelson Mandela into a sellout because he took your word. He went to us and said the Springbok emblem should remain. He went to us and said, you guys must work together. Afrikaners are good people. Look at where we are today. Look at this room. This is the strongest indictment on where we are. This is a business room. You can count 3 black people in this room. And that's how the JSE looks. That's how business looks. We are nowhere. You guys are everywhere. You've not reciprocated as white people what Mandela has done to you. And you can get as angry as much as you like. But the truth of the matter is, if you sit here and you think black people will forever remain in poverty, colored people will forever remain in poverty, you are making the biggest miscalculation of your life. But your children are going to pay.
The only issue that I have with AfriForum, it's when farmers are being, because majority of them, they are being by their own employees, Zimbabweans, Nigerians don't work, Zimbabweans, Lesotho nationals, Mozambicans, people who've expelled them in their own countries, followed them here and here, and then they don't discriminate or apportion the blame. They say blacks are killing us. No, not a black like this, not a black like me. We didn't have, farm during apartheid when there was a motivation to do so. Why now? Why now? South African blacks are different from the blacks, that you see versus Zimbabwe. The Zimbabweans are, because they are in proximity, they see what is happening. They come with the missus, take the baki, kill Opa, Oma, and kill Oma, and then you say it's black South Africans. No. Yes, it's blacks who are in South Africa, but you employed them. But other than that, going to US, I don't have issues with that because Cyril Ramaphosa has done treasonous things, Baba, of biblical proportion. Right now, some of your children are in DRC, Goma, attacked by M23. Some of your wives, they are there. We don't know which babenzani lapha.
Let's talk about this case. I think it's a brilliant case, and I have been repeating this over and over again, is that the white genocide myth is for profit. It is fear for sale. And I think this case particularly highlights that in so many ways. And what people are doing, and I'm talking about right-wing organizations in South Africa, I'm talking about security firms in South Africa, I am talking about these social media grifters that are raking in donations, that are pushing this particular narrative. Now, obviously, the white genocide myth distorts the crime reality in South Africa. It also erases victims of crime. and fuels division, while these people pushing the myth actually pocket the money, so they are profiting from paranoia. But let's unpack this case, and it's the case of Grantland Michael Bray's bequest to the Boerelegioen. So the first thing to highlight is that Bray was a quadriplegic. He was also diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. And he got extremely radicalized about this white genocide myth in South Africa because of online content. All right. And obviously he reached out to the Boerelegioen, who were going to allegedly protect him against this white genocide, or this impending white genocide that was going to take place in South Africa. So according to the court papers, in 2020, he met with representatives from the Boerelegioen, and he allegedly gave them 6 million rands worth of Kruger rands, but they deny that. Okay, 2021, they met with him again, and they gave him a flag and a beret, and he assumed that he was a member of the Boerelegioen. However, when you look at their manifesto, it says only for people of Boerebloed. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Also in 2021, he amended his will, okay, where he left part of his estate, to the Boerelegioen. Fortunately, his siblings actually contested this because they had done homework on the Boerelegioen. They also had a huge problem with this racist narrative, and the court found. Fortunately, the family trust trustees and his siblings contested this in court and said that it would be funding illegal paramilitary training and racist activities. And the court actually voided the bequest. Okay. And the Boerelegioen had to also pay the applicant's costs, legal costs. So Grantland Michael Bray passed away in March 2022. But prior to that, he actually purchased a house in Fishhoek that he hadn't even seen, because he thought it would be easier for the Boerelegioen to actually extract him when this so-called white genocide happened in South Africa. He also mentioned to an employee, allegedly, that he's paying money to an organization that will exterminate black people. Yeah. But that's why I want to say, for those that have ears,